Good morning and welcome everybody. Welcome once again if you've seen my videos before. My name's Chris. I'm here on the paradise island of Bequia, out here in the Grenadines, which is in the southern Caribbean. And over a series of runs, when I can speak and I'm not too tired, I'm here to tell you a little bit more about this island and why I think you should get it on your hit list for the place to go this year and beyond, because it's got so much to offer. Out there, it's the beautiful port town of Port Elizabeth, one of the most beautiful ports in the whole of the Caribbean, and dotted out there are numerous yachts and super yachts that come into the bay every day as people sort of travel around the whole sort of Grenadine Islands and the Caribbean in general. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more as we go on these runs today. Today is the third run that I'm taking you over to the area called Spring. So I've taken you've seen my videos before on Blue Grenadines YouTube. You'll know that I've already been out to the Turtle Sanctuary. I've been out to Spring and then took a turn and gone towards Hope. And today I'm hoping to take you to a viewpoint that overlooks St Vincent, and then I can tell you a little bit more about where we're located in the Caribbean, and I'll catch up with you soon. So it's the Turtle Sanctuary that way. We'll be going that way in a bit, but I'm going to go just up this hill here, just for a little explore really. I now live on the island of Bequia, visited the island many times, but running or walking, if you get here, or hiring a car, it's a great way to explore the island. And even now, although the island is only 7 square miles in size, it's quite small, I'm still finding new roads, new routes, and new discoveries. So come with me as we go up another new route for me. So, good news for you is you can get to see Bequia from your comfort of your own armchair while you watch me get out of breath coming up these hills. But the reward for me, you just make out down there, looking out as the sun's about to rise from the east. There is the views down the Spring Valley to a number of east coast beaches that Bequia has to offer. And I'll probably end this run by coming back over the hill, going back to my home in Lower Bay, and taking some of the west coast beaches on the Caribbean Sea side of the island as well. So for now, let's carry on. Just to show you some of the local visitors. Nice little baby goats. That's the kind of traffic actually you get on the road around here. You get the occasional Jeep and taxis, which are pickup trucks with comfortable benches in the back, sort of open-sided. Great way to travel around Bequia. Aside from that, you get goats and cows really on the roads. So not a lot of traffic to worry about really. So if you wanted to hire a rental Jeep for your stay on Bequia, and that's quite a good way of getting around. We just drive on the left hand side here, so if you're not used to that, that's really the only thing you have to get used to, as well as tackling one or two of the hills. But as you can see, roads generally are pretty well maintained, made of concrete, so fairly easy to drive and certainly easy to run and walk around. So let's carry on. Well, join me on a voyage of discovery. As I say, still getting to know the place, and now sort of come off the concrete roads onto this track, and not quite sure where it's going to lead, so come with me and we'll find out. Well, as suspected, it does come to a little bit of a dead end. Thus I have found a small church, and a small graveyard. It's in need of refurbishment and repair, but something new I've discovered. And as I came up the hill, I came past a nice pottery studio and a restaurant called Chris's, and I've found a new route I think that loops around back to town. So that's all good. So as I go around, I'll carry on telling you a little bit more about the geography of the island of Bequia. Beautiful sunrise this morning. Worth getting up at 5:30 in the morning for. And when you get a message from your friend saying it's snowing back at home in the UK, then it does make it all the more sweeter, I have to say. So, chance just to tell you a little bit more as we wind down the hill into the Spring Valley. On, believe it or not, the main road that links Bequia from north to south, only about 5 or 6 miles long. As I say, the island's only 7 miles square, so pretty small, so wherever you stay on the island, you're never too far away from anything. Pretty clear the roads, as you can see. So, I manage a villa rental company on the island called Blue Grenadines, so check out bluegrenadines.com. It's run me and myself, Louise, so you can email her at louise@bluegrenadines.com. Got a range of different accommodation, everything from the big villas and mansions on the hills in the likes of the area like Spring that we're just about to come into, to small cottages on the beach, apartments and so on. So whether you're just a couple or a single traveller or a couple of couples or a family or a big gang of friends looking for a brilliant place to go on vacation or holiday, then Bequia is definitely the place for you. So I'll tell you a bit more as we go along, but check out bluegrenadines.com for more info, not just on the accommodation but on the island in general, how to get here, what to do when you get here, so on and so forth. A couple of cows there as well. So, this is what Spring, the area of Spring, is most famous for. Site of a former coconut plantation. So you get these skyscraper-like palm trees growing naturally here, as well as beautiful sunrises. And as I say, although this is just really a 5 to 7 minute drive from the main town of Port Elizabeth and the bars and restaurants of the Belmont Walkway, you get utter peace and seclusion in one of the villas up in the hills here. So if that's for you, then check out bluegrenadines.com, search by the area Spring and see what properties we got on offer. So we're just going to take a turn here. I mean, the areas of the island are fantastically named. First hill I went up, it's a place called Cinnamon Gardens. We're now in Spring. There are other areas called Hope, Moonhole, and best of all, Friendship, which you'll see in some of the other videos. And then you get lovely road names as well, like Pea Patch Road. Wouldn't you just love to live or rent a villa on Pea Patch Road? Well, you can actually. Some villas just coming into view there up on the hill. So we're going to carry on. Again, really a route I've not been all the way to the top of this, but I'm hoping to go to Spring Top if I find it, and show you a view across the St Vincent, and then I'll tell you the actual geography of where we are in the Caribbean. So let's crack on. Beautiful area, as you can see. Really nice upmarket area, Spring. You can start to see how lush and green the island is. So, not just about white sandy beaches, clear blue seas here in Bequia. Got those, but we've also got the mountains, the lush green forests, which means there's a lot to do. Excuse me while I get up this hill. Okay, the hills of Bequia have beaten me a little bit today. I didn't say I was going to run all the way, did I? We can walk, run a little bit. So, it's past a few beautiful villas tucked away behind iron gates on this road. So, if you want peace and seclusion, then Spring is a great area. Mount Pleasant, also another great area. To be honest, everywhere in Bequia, because it's so underdeveloped versus the rest of the Caribbean and other resort destinations around the world, you'll get peace and seclusion in most places. But here, if you listen, I can hear the birds tweeting, and in the distance the waves rolling in from the Atlantic onto the east coast beaches down there. So if you want to write a book or an album, or just read somebody else's book and listen to somebody else's album, then this is the proper getting away from it all kind of place. And I'm hoping up the top of here, sooner rather than later, I'm going to be rewarded with a nice view in both directions. We shall see. My God, I may as well have just jumped into the sea today, which when I get back to Princess Margaret Beach, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. This is all sweat, would you believe? But Spring top, that is the sign I wanted to see. So just while I catch my breath, just say, as I say, there's lots of information on bluegrenadines.com. It includes how to get to the island and the areas to stay on the island. So if you search, I think it's a section called the Islands, and go down to areas of Bequia, let me tell you about all the different areas of Bequia. Ones that are on the hillsides, ones that are close to the beaches, ones that are close to town, the ones that require taxis and vehicle rental, and the ones that are walkable to everywhere. As I say, nowhere's that far away. So even if you're up in here at Spring, 7-minute taxi drive and you're in town, so no major drama. Anyway, let's carry on. Oh yes, starting to feel I'm on top of the world. Just on the top of Bequia, but here's Spring view. Well, pretty much I am on top of the world. You can see the island of St Vincent across there. So, give you an idea, Bequia is around about 9 miles across the water from St Vincent. We're about 50 miles from St Lucia, which is beyond St Vincent that way. So you go maybe 30-35 miles past St Vincent, you'll be in St Lucia. And then over to the east that way, won't be able to see it today, but 100 miles away is the island of Barbados. And then maybe 50 miles that way south is the island of Grenada. So Bequia is a really fantastic place for a twin centre. So think Barbados, Bequia, St Lucia, Bequia, Grenada, Bequia. These are all options and linked with a small sort of 10-12 seater propeller planes, so only a half-an-hour flight away from all those destinations. So a brilliant twin centre, but come to us at bluegrenadines.com and we'll assist you in ways to get to Bequia. So yeah. Pretty beautiful morning all in all. new villa being built up here in the hills of Spring. Yeah, lovely views up there at Springtop today. So what you probably couldn't see is when I was showing the camera heading south towards Grenada on a clear day, you can see as far as Grenada, which is 50 miles or more away. But there are lots of islands dotted in between, so Bequia is one of just 32 of the Grenadine Islands. It's actually the largest of the Grenadine Islands, albeit just 7 square miles in size. I just walk as it's a bit too steep to run, not good for my knees. Yeah, dotted in between Bequia and all the way to Grenada, lots of little beautiful islands, you know, where Pirates of the Caribbean was filmed and pop stars and royalty live and go on holiday. So there's islands like the private island of Mustique, there's Canoan, it's beautiful Mairo. If you Google Salt Whistle Bay in Mairo, that's the place you want to be. And then there's also the idyllic Tobago Keys, which are 5 uninhabited islands surrounded by beautiful coral reef, white sandy beaches, turtles, all kinds of other fish swimming about. So that makes a brilliant day trip from Bequia. Take a full day, go on a sailing boat, go from sunrise to sunset, or you can go a bit quicker if you want, go like a rock star, only about an hour, hour and a half by power boat. You'll be down in Tobago Keys and Mairo having a lobster dinner on the beach, a few rum punches, a couple of beers, party in the sand, and then speed your way back to Bequia for your evening meal and evening entertainment. If that sounds good, then again check out bluegrenadines.com and look at all the activities. You can also, you know, Bequia is great if you just want to sit around, read a book, get away from commercialism, get away from it all, but there's adventure for those thirsting for adventure as well. So just on Friday, myself and Louise went across to the island of St Vincent and we climbed La Soufriere, which is the volcano over there. Absolutely perfect weather for it, which you don't always get. And so on Friday we were stood on the rim of the crater of a volcano across there on St Vincent. So St Vincent and the Grenadines just has so much to offer. It's not quite got there on the tourist map yet, which is great news for me and great news for you guys that are hopefully going to make Bequia your next destination. So check out bluegrenadines.com, email us at louise@bluegrenadines.com, and we'll give you all the advice you need to get here for your next dream trip. So I better carry on and get back to town, and then I'll show you a little bit more once we get to town. So it's just back at the top of Pea Patch Road, just heading my way down into the Spring Valley. Bit of a subdued sunrise this morning, but not too bad. Just thinking of those poor folk back in the UK with their snow. My sympathies are with you. Just to give you an idea, we are quite close to the equator here, so sunrise is at 6 o'clock in the morning, sets at 6 o'clock at night, pretty much all year round. The temperature, beautiful palm trees on the beach down there. The temperature is 30 degrees, pretty much constant all year round, give or take a couple of degrees. They call it maybe between 28 and 32, and it stays a very nice temperature at night, sort of in the early 20s with a nice breeze. So it's really comfortable, both night and day really. And although most people come between November and April, May, there is no season as such in terms of the weather, as you can hear. It rains slightly more in August and September, but really there's no reason why somewhere like Bequia couldn't be a destination for 10 months, certainly out of the 12 months of the year. So don't just think of it as a winter sun destination, you know, also think of it as somewhere you could come in what people may call the off season. Anyway, enough yabbering, let's get running. stop on the way back to town. Somewhere that you might want to visit while you're on the island is Firefly. So not only do they have a nice place where you can go for sort of sunset cocktails, or perhaps come up during the day and use the pool, you can also do the plantation tours at the Firefly plantation, as you can see there as well. Let's make an afternoon of it, go down to the turtle sanctuary, and then on the way back pop into Firefly, learn how to crack a coconut and have a couple of pina coladas or something. Nice way to spend an afternoon in Bequia. So, happy face. The hills of Bequia for the time being are behind me. I'm just heading back into town. Over there, if you caught it, was the one and only petrol station on the island. Ferry's already left for St Vincent. That left at 6:30 this morning. Another one goes at 8 o'clock. Not quite there yet. And I'm just going to take you through town and down the boardwalk and to the beaches. Port Elizabeth, just waking up. Beautiful local church of St Mary's. And then once you get to Laura's restaurant, you start the boardwalk. Starts as the Belmont Walkway, turns into the Princess Margaret Trail. Art galleries. Bars and restaurants, all with amazing views. Cafes as well. And then that eventually leads around to Belmont Beach, Princess Margaret Beach and Lower Bay Beach. So you can see, you can take a walk all the way from town, make a half day of it or a day of it, and walk all the way from town to the beaches on the Caribbean side. Stop off, get your morning coffee, get some lunch, a beer or a rum punch, and then work your way back to town after you've had a swim at the beach. Just stopped off and chatted to my neighbour Ron, who happens to run one of the dive shops here on the walkway. Reminded me of one of the other activities you can do here. So out in the bay there, just 5 or 10 minute boat rides. You've got about 30 different dive sites. And the reefs are pretty pristine. There's lots to see. There's turtles, there's lobsters, barracuda, seahorses. Sorry, just jumping onto the beach. Moray eels, you name it. It's out there, and I'd say over 30 different dive sites. Usually when me and Louise go diving, it's just me and Louise on the boat and a dive master. If you're not into your diving, then you can just go snorkeling, either with a dive company or just snorkel off the beaches. There's still plenty to see. So, just sorry, I can hardly speak, I'm that tired this morning. This is Plantation House Hotel on Belmont Beach, and then we're heading round on the Princess Margaret Trail and going towards Princess Margaret Beach, and the finish for me and you. So that is me done for another video. That one was particularly tiring for today, as I'm sure it was for you as well. But hopefully you've seen just a little snippet of what Bequia has to offer. And I've done about another 6 or 7 videos now, so check out Blue Grenadines YouTube channel for all those videos where I take you on different routes all around the island, so you'll be able to see the whole of Bequia from watching all my videos, if you can put up with them, that is. And Bequia, just so you go away and Google it, it's actually spelled B-E-Q-U-I-A, pronounced Bequia. It's in the Grenadines, it's in the Southern Caribbean. It's accessible to the other major tourist island destinations in the Caribbean. And check out bluegrenadines.com for all things Bequia, and me and Louise will be happy to help. Goodbye for now.